Recently, we went in partnership with a tech company, Lantern, to launch a new project for our customer where you can own apartments. Now, how did we get there? When we first started Flink Realty, we started with building investment plan for the middle class. So our earliest project like Cambridge, Oxford, we're selling apartments for 2 million, 2.5 till it got to like 3 million. But over time, lease apartment, because those apartments for lease, was no longer sustainable. Majorly because one, our customers were losing out in long-term value of the property. Recently, we've helped some clients sell projects they bought from us, full ownership projects. And we noticed that after 2 years, sometimes they sell it for double the price, in some cases almost 3 times the price. But lease projects do not appreciate like that. Most times, lease projects, when you want to sell 2 years later, because when you are starting, you have 20-year lease. Now you have 18-year lease. Most times, people will end up just selling maybe 30% more than what they bought. And the demand for lease is not as high as full ownership because most people want to own things fully. So we started transitioning fully to full ownership project. And things were going great, except we started having some issues. What were the issues? Nigeria, our country. Inflation was just choking and choking and choking. 2023 studio was 15 million. Early 2024 you enter 20. Before you know, end of 2024 you don dey enter 40. Now if you want to buy a studio apartment, it's 45 million. Why? Things went crazy. And we have seen crazy. But we do not want to neglect our guys. Our guys are still top of priority. So what did we do? We created a plan where you can own apartments in parts, still take part in rental income, still take part in ownership, but with not as much money as normal. So instead of you needing 45 million to own an apartment, with just 15 million, you can also own an apartment. And you will own a part of it. The same way we have a full building. If you check most of our buildings, our apartment complex, before us, most times you want to own an apartment like that, you have to buy the entire building. And that stuff is for billionaires. Right now, most of the buildings we have, if you want to buy it on your own, if you never get 700 million to a billion, you know if you even reach there, right? Those are for billionaires. What did we do? So instead of one person owning the entire building, each person owns a part of the building. Each person owns a part. And then we're thinking, if each person can own a part of a full building, why can't multiple people own parts of one unit? So we started this co-ownership program where 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 people can own a part of an apartment. And that way you can enjoy the rental income. You enjoy rental income, capital appreciation, every value that someone that owns the full thing would, you will enjoy it, but without spending that much money. Right now we have some amazing offers, like in one of the projects, one of the offers we have is 15 million for a studio apartment. With that 15 million now, you'll be getting yearly rent of 2 million naira. Now, how do you get this yearly rent? At the moment, we are working on a quarterly structure. So every quarter, you get paid 500,000. Every quarter, 500,000. Maybe with time, we can now start doing every year, you'll be getting 2 million straight up. So you invest 15 million, you get 2 million every quarter. Now, let me explain something, because a lot of people get confused around here. When you are buying these properties, you see the rent today. You don't see the rent tomorrow. And you have to be very careful about that. Let me give you one example. When we were selling Leads 1 Ayala in 2023, this is just 2 years ago, we were telling people that they will be making, I think, 2 million. 2 million, 2.2 million, around that price a year. When we finished building, they were making around that. In just less than a year and a half after it, they are now making 3.6 million. In just a year and a half. Now they are now making 25% of the amount they bought the property. In the next couple of years, that money will keep growing. So you have to make sure that as you are investing, you think like an investor. Most people, when they are investing, they are looking today and now. If you cannot give them today and tomorrow, they can't invest. That's not the point of investment. Investment is for future value. So what is the future value of that 15 million you are going to drop? You drop your 15 million, the future value in the next 5 years might be 30 million. The future value of that rent that you are seeing 2 million now might be 6 million, 5 million, 8 million, depending on the case. So you have to put that in mind. But what does this new plan allow you to is to get involved. So you don't be on the sideline because you don't have enough money. The game is becoming more and more for the rich, but we are fighting them for you. We don't want it to be for the bloody rich. You know, in Nigeria before, if you have 1 million you are rich. Now in Nigeria it's not the same. You must almost reach billionaire before you enjoy the opportunities rich people have. What we do in Flinks is to make sure that as inflation and whatnot is increasing the standard of what rich is, we are fighting them to make it accessible for everybody. Normal, if you want to buy a house, if you go check price in Lekki, Ikoyi, all those places, 400 million, 200 million, 800 million. Flinks, we are like Naira, you can own luxury apartment for 55 million. Check Bradford, Buckingham Estate, see how beautiful that house is. Normal, if you don't get 200 million, you're not supposed to own a house in that kind of place. But we make it sure that you can own it with just 55. And we'll keep bringing that price down till everybody can invest, everybody can own. By everybody, I mean you will hold some basha. I don't mean everybody literally. We are not going to do 100k plan. It's pointless. If you have 100k, use it to hold your side. Eat, take care of yourself. But we are trying right now. We're starting with 15 million. But as time goes on, we're looking at bringing it down to 10, then eventually 5, and then we keep doing it with time. So we need you to understand what we are doing and partner so you can benefit from it. So if you are interested in this offer, we have a list down on this link. Register, put your details so we can have a consultant talk to you so you can know the details. If you have any question, you can comment, you can fill the form, depending. Till I see you on the next time, I remain Bright Okereke.